Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Happy Christmas Eve. I am finishing up my candies. The last thing I'm going to be doing today, I'm going to be doing some more of my gumdrop chewies because I have literally made 2 batches and they're all gone. So that we'll have some for Christmas. I'm going to make another batch. If you don't know which one I'm talking about, I did make them. It's on the page further down. It's called the gumdrop chewies. Simple to make, and everybody loves them. My grandkids have just eaten them things up like crazy. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing my caramel mixed nut clusters. And what I'm going to do is you're going to melt caramels. You could do the caramel bits like this. I used to do the caramels, but it takes a lot longer. They don't melt as quickly, and it seemed to take more milk to get them to melt down. So a double boiler is literally just water in the bottom of a pan with a pan on top of it so that it melts slowly and it doesn't burn. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your caramels in there, and you're going to do just a splash of milk. You're not going to use a whole bunch because you do want the caramels to harden. So I'm going to get this turned on. I'm going to get the caramel melted down, and once it's melted down, I'm going to add in my nuts. So let me get this melted down and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, once your caramels are completely melted and it's, creamy like this, you're going to go ahead and you're going to turn your fire off. But I have learned to leave it on in the double boiler because the caramel starts to harden very, very quickly. So just pour your mixed nuts, your peanuts, your pecans, whatever you're going to make your clusters out of. And you're going to need to get it, like I said, this caramel starts to thicken up pretty quickly. So get this nice and stirred up. I know I'm bouncing this thing around, but let me get this all mixed up. Like I said, you got to keep it stirred. Make sure you get all of your nuts nice and coated. So I'm going to get this done real quick, and I'll be right. Okay, so now that you have once you have it all the caramel, have everything coated, you're just going to take a spoonful, whichever size spoon you want. Wait a minute, I need to get another spoon because this is massively hot. So you're just going to get a spoon, and you're just going to scoop out you some little clusters. And you can make these as big or as small as you want, depending, how many you're trying to make. They don't have to be perfect because this caramel is going to harden so fast that you got to kind of be quick. So if they're kind of blobby, it don't matter. You're going to cover them in chocolate, and it's all going to be all good. So you're just going to have to just go through and do it like that. Get it on a piece of parchment paper. And once you get it all lined out, you're going to set it aside. You're going to let them harden and cool. And then we're going to melt the chocolate, and I will show you where we go from there. Okay, so I'm back. Now that the caramels have gotten hardened, as you can see, they come off the paper. I mean, they're still a little sticky, but that's caramel, so it's not going to get hard, but it will, it'll kind of get into more of a movable clump, I guess you could say. So what we're going to do now is we're going to melt our chocolate. And to do that, we're going to take, I broke up the chocolate almond bark, and we're going to put in about 2 tablespoons of the Crisco. Now you do that to thin out the chocolate. Also, that way it hardens and it doesn't stay real sticky, because if you just melted this chocolate, it would stay sticky and thick, and it just doesn't harden correctly. So I'm going to heat this in the microwave. I usually do 1 minute. I stir it, and then I check it every 30 seconds. It usually takes 2 minutes in my microwave. Make sure you're using a microwave safe dish. Your microwave might be a little different. So just like I said, do 1 minute at a time and just kind of make sure you get it to that nice, completely melted consistency. Give me right. Okay, so once you've got your chocolate and the oil melted, you're going to make sure, you get it good and stirred up so you don't have just the oil sitting on the sides. And it should be, pourable, like this. It should be nice and thin, okay? So once you do that, you're just going to grab one of them. And again, it's going to be kind of sticky because it is caramel, but you're just going to dip it And you're going to need to be kind of quick with it because, again, it's caramel. And then you just put it on your put it right back on the paper. So we're going to just drop it in here. Just do a quick tap, and you're going to put it back on there. Now, if you are going to do, I know I'm doing these, but if you're going to do the gumdrop candies, I did want to say that when I made my second batch, I didn't have any more of the white baking chocolates, so I used my vanilla bark, the same thing I used for my pretzels, and that it actually tasted much better using the vanilla almond bark. And it melted better. So I would just say that, you know, unless you happen to have some of the white baking chips on hand, to go ahead and use the vanilla almond bark. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these dipped. And then they're going to sit and chill. And this, I mean, the chocolate actually hardens fairly quickly. This type of almond bark hardens pretty quick. So once the chocolate gets nice and hard and it all cools down, I will come back, show y'all how they look, and I will take me a little taste test. My yearly taste test, because I make these every year. So just give me a few minutes. Probably it's going to take about 30 minutes to get it all of them done and all of it hardened, and I will be back. So that really didn't take long. This chocolate hardens really, really quick, which is another thing I love about the almond bark, the chocolate and the vanilla. It does, by the time I finish doing all of the nuts, the caramel, these were already hardened. So you could just take them up. See, they've hardened now. And I'm gonna taste. I gotta taste them. I know. You can see your caramel, your nuts, and doing it with the mixed nuts like this. To me, honestly, it tastes like a Snickers bar. I know it's kind of weird, but it does. So this is just mixed nuts, melted caramels, and baker's chocolate. I made 2 whole sheets of this, so I have plenty of these. If y'all have any questions, let me know. If not, enjoy, y'all.